There's typically a pattern that we see with Donald Trump, and here it is. If Trump says something one time, we can write it off. As long as it's only one time. Because Donald Trump likes to fire off ideas, talking points, weird thoughts that he has, and most of the time, that's it. Like, you're not going to hear about that weird, crazy thing he said again. But if he says it again, then you'd better believe it is something that is obviously embedded in his brain, but more importantly, something he definitely wants to happen. And last week, we saw Donald Trump not once but twice talk about prosecuting media outlets that he doesn't like. Prosecuting them for putting out stories that might criticize him or that may be unflattering to him. He did it last weekend when he suggested that we should prosecute all the pollsters for election interference. And then again, later in the week, at 9:36 a.m., he got on Truth Social and put out this 316-word rant, effectively calling for criminal investigations into media outlets. Here is what he said. Again, it's a long one, so bear with me, but I'm reading it all. The case we have against 60 Minutes, CBS, and Paramount is a true winner. No, it's not. You're going to lose that one easily. They cheated and defrauded the American people at levels never seen before in the political arena. Kamala Harris, during early voting and immediately before Election Day, was asked a question and gave an answer that was so bad and incompetent that it would have cost her many of the votes that she ended up getting. It was a disastrous answer. 60 Minutes and its corporate parents, in order that this not have a negative impact on her, removed and deleted Kamala's entire answer, every word of it, and replaced it with a response that she gave later on to an entirely different question. That, of course, is not true. They have released the entire interview. Everything Trump just said was completely false and has been repeatedly debunked. Just putting that out there so everybody's aware. But he continues. The new answer was not good, but it didn't show gross incompetence like the one that was removed by 60 Minutes. In other words, 60 Minutes perpetrated a giant fraud against the American people, the Federal Elections Commission, and the Federal Communications System. So right there, he's laying the groundwork to add, they committed fraud against the government, right? Which they didn't. Even if they did do what he said they did, which they didn't, that wouldn't rise to a criminal level by any extent. And for the record, if it did, then Fox News would also be prosecuted, because Fox News did do that with Donald Trump.